This is probably the fastest I've ever painted a mural. One day I went to this mural event that was going on to simply check out the art and also chat with the mural artists that were painting these murals. I was asked to be a part of a 48-hour mural challenge event. I absolutely said yes. Now I've never painted a mural this fast. So I want to share with you my experience on before, during, and after accepting this 48-hour mural challenge. Let's jump right in. First things first is that we went down to this building, right? We went down to this building to go check out the event and see what was going on with it. Now, I did not know this many people were going to be there. I didn't know exactly what to expect. I simply thought it was a few other artists meeting here to talk about the mural and then what we're going to do. Now, we were connected with a 48-hour short horror film event that's going on as well, which was dope because we got to see that this is much bigger than simply one 48-hour mural event. It's also that as well. Now, with this 48-hour mural challenge, there were 4 other artists. And so we're technically competing in a way. Now, there are 3 winners to this, 5 artists total, including myself. Now, we did not know the location of this mural before that day. We had no idea what that looked like. That's part of the challenge. On top of that, we also had to blindly choose the wall that we will be painting. Now, these walls are mostly different sizes. One wall was 10 foot by 30 foot wide. Mine, I believe, was 10 foot by 14 foot wide. And then the other walls were a little bit different sizes, something similar, but different sizes. After we blindly chose that, we were in the room and they're talking about the short horror film, the 48-hour short horror film challenge that they had to do. All these other film groups that are doing that. When I arrived there, I was like, I don't know where I go. Where do I go? And it made sense because that was going on as well. Now we're in this room and there's a guy up on stage and he's talking about the entire challenge. And then the people who are organizing our section of the mural challenge, they went up and simply shared and talked about our part and what we'll be doing. Now, the cool thing about it is we got prompts. Now, the prompts of the 40-hour short horror film challenge, they were the same prompts that we had to do. Adjusted slightly different for them since they're making a movie. For us, these prompts were a girl named Samantha, a burrito, the Coca-Cola ribbon, fireworks, and then the saying, "Don't let it slip away." Now, for us, we had to incorporate at least 4 of these prompts in there. Now, for me, I don't like words in my art. Also because I also heard from an artist friend that someone told him that words are for books. And I like that. For me, I want a story to be told without words. So the "don't let it slip away," I left out. After we got our location, we had the option to go there that night to go check it out. Now, it was too dark. Now, also doing something else, so I didn't go check it out that night. Therefore, the next morning, I got there around 9:30. I was able to see the spot and then begin to think about how it would look. Even though my spot was already 14 foot by 10 foot, I can easily kind of like picture what that kind of looked like. It wasn't that difficult to kind of picture that. And I was kind of coming up with those ideas as in what I was going to do once we got those prompts. I did not have a sketch. That night, I did not come up with a sketch. Therefore, that day, I was painting. Now, I started off my doodle grid. Now, from Saturday, 9:30 a.m., all the way till Sunday, 7 p.m. is a time frame that we had. And we also was provided paint. We were provided about 6 cans each of white paint and black paint, spray paint cans. And that was my approach with this as well, was to use spray paint cans. Now, I wasn't sure how much material I would need. Again, I did not have my sketch fully fleshed out. I had some idea, but not a full idea. Therefore, with that being said, I had to take at least 3 to 4 trips to Blick. Now, this is like the only Blick in Pittsburgh. Luckily, it was only 13 minutes away, which wasn't too bad of a trip going there back and forth, getting the spray paints and the colors that I needed. Now, this is my first time painting a mural this large by myself. And I also approach every piece as an experiment. I heard that somewhere, and that's how I approach every piece. And so I was looking at this as an experiment. And I got to see how much paint I actually needed for something this large. I got my doodle grid up on the wall. I started a little later than everybody else. Everybody else had they had sort of their sketch up. They had some colors in there. And I'm over here sitting there thinking about, okay, what am I going to paint? So I'm sketching up some ideas, and then I come up with something, and then that's when I began laying down the sketch. My aim was to simply do something that was similar to what I'm currently doing, a more manga, comic style art. What's fun about these prompts is that Samantha was a character. I already currently enjoy doing character design. What also made it fun was the burrito. The burrito was something fun to put in there. And as I'm doing this mural, I'm also like improvising as well certain things. I changed the hair color. First it's orange, and then I change it to this dark blue color. And then I'm simply learning more as I go along. I think also when we are presented with challenges and we're not sure how we're going to do them, one thing to do is if we see a challenge and we immediately say to ourselves, I have never done this before. I can't do it because I've never done it before. That is not the approach to take, because the only way you're going to learn how to do it is by doing it. And so as I'm painting this, I have my character, her name is Samantha, and I'm also like, okay, my Coca-Cola ribbon, I'm also going to incorporate that in a way to where it's not too literal. And so I thought about this the day before, and I was thinking, oh, I'll use the Coca-Cola ribbon. I'll incorporate that inside of her headband. I'll make her headband flowy, also because I really enjoy movement in the end pieces. That way it gives it a different, more immersive aspect to it. Then the burrito. I had an idea of making the burrito a character. I was like, okay, maybe this can be an extra little sidekick character, right? Like a dog burrito of some sort. And then I thought about it, I was like, wait a second. I was like, no, I don't know. And then as I'm thinking about this dog burrito, the shape of this dog burrito reminds me of Jake from Adventure Time. So I simply thought, wait, why don't I just paint Jake, and then I can have them think about eating burritos as a team together. And it kind of creates more of a story into it. Now the fireworks was troublesome. The fireworks, I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to paint fireworks that doesn't look cheesy? It reminds me of a cityscape. At all costs, I avoid doing cityscapes and murals. I've never done a cityscape in a mural, and my aim is to never do a cityscape in a mural. And that was a most challenging prompt. Now, we only have to do 4 of these prompts, 4 of the 5. And I left out the don't let slip away. What I did was I left the fireworks for the end, as in, okay, I have everything else. I got my burrito, I got my Coca-Cola ribbon, I got my character named Samantha, and now I have to incorporate those fireworks. Wait a second, she has a book bag. Let me put some fireworks hanging out the book bag. First idea was maybe I have a charm firework hanging off her ear as an earring. I was like, nah. Also, side note, the artist that was painting next to me, I didn't realize until after I did my pose that my pose was quite accurate to her pose. I had to tell her, look, I did not mean to make it look like yours as though I took your idea. I did not mean to do that. And so another aim of mine was to make it look like it was not exactly like hers and to incorporate different elements in there. That was one of my also main goals as well. I found a way to incorporate those fireworks, which made it look kind of cool and more natural and more fun, and also adds a different element to the characters as well. Then these colors, the colors I chose, I mainly want to start off with this teal color and an orange color. I was mainly focused on those. And I thought to myself, what about a background? What background color am I going to use? Because I can't use teal orange for the background when those are already in the character and the character's attire. And then I seen this other color, which is pink. Then I was like, wait, I could put pink in this background. And then I think the pink allowed it to pop even more. That pink, that third color, helped with it much more than simply only doing 2 colors. And I was able to finish in that 48 hours, all while recording it, which was a back and forth thing of going back, recording it and painting and making sure I'm doing all that. Overall, it was a dope experience to be able to paint a mural in 48 hours. One thing I learned from this was that I'm able to do that. I'm able to paint a mural in that amount of time frame. Therefore, the next time I'm approached with a mural, I have a better idea of how quickly I can do it, how quickly I can come with an idea and actually complete a finished painting that large in 48 hours. I would totally do that again, a 40-hour mural challenge. Maybe even a 24-hour mural challenge. That'd be even dope. for next time. This is my experience on painting this mural. I hope you enjoyed it. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.